Cool, man. How you doing, man? It's been too long, man. Been too long
time,
man.
Bro. Long time coming, bro.
Yes, sir, man. So I'm Jeremy, as always, your host, man. This is the Ear Factor, another great episode in person this time, which I love, you know. Shout out to the virtual shows, too.
Shout out.
What's up, man? First off, man, how you been, man? How
Man, just living, bro. Just maintaining, man. Just trying to stay safe in this environment we got in Atlanta, man. Just from being black to COVID, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in the world going on right now is crazy. So, just trying to live, man. Just you know.
I feel it, bro. So I would say, bro, like, first off, bro, before we get into, you know, the questions, like, how has COVID affected you in a positive way?
In a positive way, it helped me get on my grind a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Helped me see that you can't just you can survive just on 9 to 5 corporate, but you always gotta have something in place for the back, on the back end for yourself and your family, you know. So just trying to be creative, learn new ways to get more streams of income, you know, from what I know, from my experience through school and the corporate world, just trying to make something for myself on my own without having to rely on somebody, on a company, you know.
I got you, bro. So what would you say pushed you into wanting to go to Fort Lee State, bro, and, you know, get into your program you was once in?
Fort Valley State. So CDEP, I was already part of it, like middle school. Like it's called MC, Mathematics, Science, Engineering Academy. I think that's what the A stands for. So we kind of like took trips like every summer from starting my 9th grade year. And we kind of went to like different universities like UT, University of Texas. We went to UNLV. So that's my first time going to Vegas.
Right.
You know, seeing different parts of the world. So it kind of just expanded my mind like, okay, I got to get out of Fort Valley. And the path on that, and I was already kind of good in math and science in school. I was making good grades, like kind of effortless. I ain't saying effortlessly because I did the work. But
right.
It kind of came natural a little bit, you know, through high school and this school. I know you can testify for that, but
yeah, man.
So it was just like,
man, you was a goat.
So nah, I'm talking about you. You was dope.
And
you know what I'm saying?
You know,
you kind of can feel that kind of experience.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Experience, but kind of like just being on that kind of put me on the path like I can do this. You know, I can. And I always looked at salaries, you know, because I always felt like if I ain't make it through school, I'd end up getting in trouble trying to make some
shake real quick.
Shake out of nothing, out of nothing, you know. So I always kept my mind frame on that, like I'm good in that. I played sports, you know, I thought it's 1 in a million chances to make some money off of that. So I always think about how can I make some money, and I was never really into being a doctor or a lawyer going to school for 10 years plus. So I was like, what can be a little shorter path I can make about the same bread? And you know, I was good in math and science, and I was going through that program, and that program like, you go every summer. There's a summer like kind of like a summer camp, but when you graduate, you got to make a certain score on the SAT. And I took the SAT 5 times to even get in this position. You know what I mean? So it was just a kind of a hustle all the way around. And so the choices were I had to go to Fort Valley State. So in that program, you had to go to Fort Valley State for 3 years. What you're doing, you getting your degree. You chose math or chemistry, mathematics or chemistry, and you get your degree in 3 years instead of 4. But you taking that 4-year curriculum, so you taking like 20, 21 hours a semester. So you overloading and trying to get out, and then you transfer. You had choices depending on your major, like petroleum engineering. You had mechanical engineering. You had, you know, all the engineering fields. And depending on what you wanted to choose, that's the school you go to. So electrical engineering was more like Georgia Tech. Right. Petroleum was more like UT, University of Oklahoma. UNLV was more like bio engineering. So I chose electrical engineering because I had always wanted to invent something more off electrical field. And plus my dad was more like alarm systems, electronics. And then I also knew my sister's grandfather, he was making a lot of money. He was more on that rich scale a little bit, you know, selling cars. So in the day, my main invention I wanted to do was an electrical car.
Gotcha.
you know, kind of in my name. So that's why I kind of chose electrical engineering to see that out in the future. So yeah, I went to Fort Valley State, and that was my first path before the transfer. So that's why I went to Fort Valley.
So tell me about the transfer to Tech, dog. Got some stories about Tech. I just want to know.
The transfer to Tech. It's a big transfer, man. It's a different world, man. It's don't get me wrong, Fort Valley State, if you do mathematics, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's real hard. So that curriculum kind of prepared me to see what I was facing at Georgia Tech, but it didn't prepare me. You know, if you get what I'm saying. Because I was partying a lot at Fort Valley State too, but ended up fortunate enough to, you know, graduate with a 3.0 to transfer, because you had to have a 3.0 to transfer. So it wasn't, you can't just do anything, you know what I'm saying? You had to keep your mind on straight. But I partied a lot, and it was no partying at Tech, man. It's no partying at Tech. There's no black people. You got to find the black people, and because it's kind of like it'd be more of a cult thing at black, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
when
it's
they
like a well-knitted, small together,
you had to be in NASB and all those type of activities to find the black people.
And I ain't love NASB.
I didn't love it either. I mean, NASB, this is my first time seeing Toronto and a little bit of World Fort Valley State. I was part of that chapter a little bit more, but I didn't participate a lot at Tech at all.
I was saying when I went to Northeastern, I was very adamant going to meetings, doing all type of stuff when I was in the AUC.
Right.
But when I went up to Northeastern, bro, I didn't like the program because I didn't feel like the people fit me. And I was like, this ain't helping me with these. I still got to study for these classes.
Right.
I ain't got time to do what I did at Clark.
Right.
So that's what I found out a lot when I was going to PWI, bro. That really was a change for me too, because the class, not knocking HBCUs, but it was so advanced.
Yeah.
To the part of your counterparts got tutors and stuff at home. We ain't got that. So that always was a thing, but thankful we both made it.
Yeah,
I can say that.
And see, that's another transition thing for me when you brought up tutoring. Fort Valley State, being in CDUP, it was already kind of it's a black school, so you already in CDUP, everybody's black. It's pretty much except for one or two, but everybody's black, so we all congregate together and do homework together and help each other out. Georgia Tech is more you got to find people to be willing to help you. You know, because I stayed at Westmar too. So, you know, it's a collective of people. But there was, rarely, it was a couple Chinese people there.
And ain't many people that's engineers either. So they look like us. They going to be like, hey, I got you, you know, so I'm with you on that.
Right. It's more of a networking thing too. You got to open your mouth and say, hey, how did you make that 90 right there and I made a 50? You know, and then get up with them, and get the resources they got.
Yeah. You know, and also they be thinking a lot of foreigners think that we trying to cheat when they first see we come.
Right.
It's nah, I'm literally trying to learn how you study.
That's the only way you can approach them, because they not gonna give you the answer straight up, even if they got it. You gotta show that. Okay, I know this part. How did you get that part? You know, so you just gotta show that you want to learn and develop yourself as an engineer, you know, or a person.
True, man. So tell me a little bit about your day to day, bro. What you do now and how it impacts some of the things you kind of see yourself doing in the future.
On the day to day, you know, COVID kind of alternated, you know, schedule. So I'm pretty much at the career. I work remote with my company now.
Mid-house too.
Yeah, 100%. I'm remote. I don't know when we're going back. So, as long as my company not hearing this, you know, on the side, I do a little research and stuff for myself, for my future company. I'm trying to build apps and stuff like that. So pretty much this whole year, I've been trying to gain knowledge on how to get my second income, along with doing my 9 to 5. I make sure I get that out the way first. Then after that, man, I've been pretty much diving into the MacBook, trying to research and get things for myself, you know. So it's just been about self-development, you know.
With that, you changed the narrative, man.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna change it to where I'm gonna bring you back on the episode. You're gonna go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it.
Hey man, how you became a millionaire or so? Well, you know, I started my 9 to 5. I got my experience, but I also did this on the side.
Yeah, did it on the side.
And there's nothing wrong with doing it. I feel like a lot of people, and I want the viewers to know that, it's nothing wrong with doing your own thing.
Nothing. You got
That's how you gonna get ahead.
You got to at the end of the day. Like, you got to do your own thing, man. I mean, unless you consider like more paycheck to paycheck or just paying your bills with the 9 to 5, because everything and what it seems when you start making more money and stuff like that. I mean,
you gonna get taxed.
Yeah, tax bracket. You're in a different tax bracket. You gonna be taxed.
You take a pay cut. A lot of things.
COVID took pay cuts, took a lot of setbacks. Everything ain't just bittersweet. Everything ain't overnight. So it's a lot of tears in this grind. I ain't gonna say blood, but it's a lot of tears in the grind.
It is, man. Yeah. And with that, bro, I go into my next question, man. Like, so tell me, how was it, leaving home and knowing, like, once you was looking for jobs, you can't find a job at home unless you work in Macon, Georgia.
Right.
How was that, like, that search, job search?
It was the job search upon graduating. Okay, so upon graduating, it was tough, man, because, at first they want your GPA.
Of course.
My GPA was not stellar at Georgia Tech. Okay, because I barely got out of there. So looking for the job was kind of tough, especially the kind of companies you want to work with. I started off as a contractor, man. Well, at first I started working with my dad as soon as I graduated, so that lets you know you won't get a job off the top. Right. I started working in Fort Valley. I was working with my dad doing hard labor, outside and wiring, pre-wiring and stuff like that. Cause I try to get the money any way I can when I need it. But so I started out working with him 3 months, no luck in trying to get any job, man. But I was applying, like I would work for him from like 8 in the morning to 8 at night. And then as soon as I get home, I eat. And then from 9 to 12, I'm applying for jobs until I gotta get back up. So I can get back up at 6, 7, and then go to work with him at 8. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was hard, bro. Like, it was hard getting jobs that really I fit, or they didn't want a GPA or nothing like that. So I started as a contractor. Luckily, I got the job as a contractor. It's kind of easy starting off as a contractor at any company. Right. You get the job quicker. So I started as a contractor for 6 months, and then I got on full time.
That's a blessing, bro.
Yeah,
that's a blessing, man.
Blessing.
Don't you think it's kind of odd and crazy about this GPA?
Yeah, it's kind of. As long as you make it, I feel like as long as you make it, But then again, there's always gonna be competition, man.
Of course.
So you gotta always do your best, because somebody else is probably out there doing better. You know what I mean? And there's always probably gonna be somebody out there doing better.
But the thing that got me about corporate was, and I always look at it as a sport, like NFL, it's not for long, Yeah. I look at it like this when I was going in. Like, of course, thank God, I had a GPA, like 3.2 coming out of Clark. Yeah. And to think about, like, looking at jobs, they see Clark, where's it located? Where's that at? I'm like, you're right downtown about Tech and Georgia State. Right. And in doing that, it was like, I'm competing with people from Tech, Georgia State, because I tried to go interview for certain places, and going to interview for them, you already going in there knowing you probably ain't even got a job. Right. And I feel like a lot of folks don't know that going to school, because a lot of the HBCUs, even the PWIs, will tell you, hey, you look for a job, you gonna get you a job. You get this degree, you gonna get a job. And the fact that you can say that you said you had to sit at home for a while and still grind it out, I can respect that, because you like, I still gotta be paid. I still gotta make stuff happen.
Yeah, still gotta make stuff happen, man. I mean, even when I graduated, bro, I had to stay with my parents. Go back to Fort Valley. I was in here in Atlanta. I had to go back to Fort Valley for a couple months, 3 months to get my stuff right, and then I moved back up here.
And ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. I respect it, bro. And I'm thankful that you could say that, because I definitely, of course, I ain't know. And then also, like, coming from school, from down there, like going to school, coming from Boston, and then going back to Clark, I ain't know what was gonna happen, bro. I promise you. Like, I didn't know. You never know what's gonna happen. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I just remember going to my, that's why I love HBCUs. I went to my department and was like, I need a job, bro. Like, and the career fair had just happened. I talked to Microsoft, NCR, had the interviews lined up, but I had a professor say, Microsoft ain't gonna hire you because of this. NCR gonna get you right though. Yeah. And I was like, all right, cool. And I went through 2 interviews with them, bro. Like, drove back twice, bro. didn't get a job. So it was GM and some other company. But I went to GM, bro, on my birthday. And that was the first time I ever witnessed somebody say, you got a job after the interview.
Dope.
And I was like, I got that before you even graduated college. That's
right.
Thank you.
That's
You know, so I said thank you on that one, man. So like, how do you feel like we are treated in the STEM world as blacks? Male, women, like how do you feel us as a whole are treated?
In the corporate world, right? I think it's the same just out in the regular world, man.
Mm-hmm.
They view you the same. Like, I know some black people who get ahead, but for the majority, I see a lot of companies keep black people at a level.
Yeah.
At a certain level. That's why you see in the day world, people are fighting for systemic racism because that it exists. It may not be in your face, like calling you out your name or trying to stare. There are certain stereotypes in the corporation. You're gonna be late.
You're gonna be loud.
You're gonna be loud.
You're gonna get angry.
You have anger. you get angry. You don't want to cooperate with others.
You depressed because you ain't getting a project done.
Yeah.
It's a lot of.
I see they keep you at the same level to like whites in general morally move up quicker in the company than a black person would. Mm-hmm. They give them more opportunities than a black person would. Even though the black person got there in the company, that's probably they'll consider that's your greatest accomplishment. Like you don't have you here now.
What you want to advance for?
Yeah, you're here now. I mean, what you need more money for? What you want more money for? Like,
and the thing is that
it's more like you should be grateful.
The thing that they don't get is, it's not the money that we want. It's the equality and opportunity to move up so that I can hire people that look like me, bro.
Yeah.
Because when I first started there, you first start somewhere, you like, oh, ain't that many people here. And it don't bother you at first.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Well, no, it does bother you. But you get to a point to where you normalize it. Like,
you normalize it because you like, I never made this amount of money before.
And you like, hey, I can buy my car now.
Yeah, I'm new here. You buying things in the process of you getting that new job, so you kind of like, okay. And then once you got the necessities and stuff, you just like, alright, when is my opportunity coming? When I'm gonna make this move?
Else?
Yeah, are you gonna show me this, or are you just telling me to follow the instructions here? Click this, click that, click that, click that, and I'm done. I just had the same old pattern. It's kind of like a assembly line that you in, bro. You just kind of stuck.
It kicks you into a downfall because
it do.
The thing that we don't know, and the reason why I did start the show, for people can know these different topics before they go to a job, because a job can kind of set you up to like, oh yeah, everything's good for a couple months, probably a year, 2 years, and then put you on something that you don't know how to do and say, well, we did all this for you, so oh well, I think we gotta let you go.
Yeah,
and you like, what?
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
And you think they're your friends and family, you've been eating out with them all that. I don't do that though. Of course, I thank God I had my people to tell me, like, hey, don't think of it that it's a job. It doesn't love you, dog. Like,
business is business, right? Man. I mean, it's just like if you make it to the NFL, NBA, they're gonna trade you, they're gonna trade you. You know, they're gonna cut you, they're gonna cut you. You gotta perform. You gotta play a game. Yeah. You gotta play a game to them. Like, I don't know. I see this a lot, especially with black people. Black people feel like they have to. Oh, hi, Mister. You know, they have. I mean, you kind of do though. You kind of have to play that game to. And it's sad to kind of keep that impression. You know, it's not that you selling yourself out. It's just kind of like, they're just like if you're working at Wendy's and you're working at the drive-thru. You know, hey, how may I help you? You kind of got to have that mentality the whole time at work. And
the thing why I said no is, at first, that was me.
Yeah, because I feel
Yeah. But now it's kind of like, I'm still like that. But I got a different view too, because I'm like,
yeah, me too.
I'm in it now. It's like,
me too.
You ain't got. But I learned to not tell people that first off. Like, a black person is gonna. It's like I'm gonna tell you. Like, I ain't gonna hold nothing back on you. I don't hold nothing back on the show.
Yeah.
But what I am gonna do is kind of provide you with a way to get around it, because you can't be in there trying to, kiss people.
You can't, because it ain't gonna get you nowhere.
It ain't.
I mean, it's not gonna get you anywhere.
It ain't gonna get you nowhere but out the door, bro. Because a lot of people see that and they're like, oh, that's how you gonna get your way? That's not gonna work.
Right, because I work with somebody right now. He's a black guy, and he does a lot of kissing, like you said, and he ain't got nowhere with it. He's still kind of like stuck in my position, and But
that's
crazy. And it's crazy. They keep you there, man. Cause
then put you against your own people.
Yeah, they keep you at that level because if you learn what they learn, you can take their position, and that's not what they want you to do. Especially when it's a small office. I work in a more small office. It's not like a gigantic corporation you will find like in Silicon Valley or anything. So it's on a certain levels you can move up to.
They're like, we're gonna move him here. We're gonna give him a little more money right there, and they're gonna be good.
Yeah, and they be good.
So he bought a house, so he good.
Yeah, and see, I don't even let them know my personal information, but they try to. They want to know what you drive and where you stay.
And they find out, man. I'll never forget. It's crazy you brought that up, bro. We went to go do Habitat for Humanity, and I got there before everybody. I'm always punctual on time.
Yeah.
And I got there, met the family. It was a black family. We talking and stuff. They're like, you work with GM? I'm like, yeah. Going back and forth. So, long story short, we paint the house, everything over. I pushed to start the car. Start the car. I ain't thinking about it. They like, oh, Jeremy, you don't have a GM card?
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, from then on, walking around, hey, what's going on, man? Oh, that's a nice car, bro. I'm like, now they know what kind of car I got.
Yeah, I hated that too. Yeah, pulling up in like at the Christmas dinner or something like that. They see me, I'm like, dang, bro.
And after a while, I got over it because it was just like, hey, man, I earned it. I still work for
earned it, bro.
And they don't know. I look at this stuff as material now. It's like, yeah, it's a nice car, but it can be gone. Man,
just like that. Yeah.
It's a car. It get me where I need to be. So like, man, what is your it factor, bro? Why you do what you do?
Why I do what I do? Like I said earlier, man, I always wanted an electrical vehicle, man. I wanted to invent things in my name. I didn't want to always work for somebody. So that's what I'm doing right now, because knowledge is power. So that knowledge gonna power up that new electrical car I'm gonna make. You know what I mean? So that's why I do, man. I love learning. I love being creative. I'm a creative person, whether it's drawing, making music, anything, so I like being creative. I like learning new things. It's the future. Tech is the future. So I feel like I'm always evolving and keeping course with the future. So yeah, man, I love what I'm trying to do myself. Even if I don't love all the 9-to-5 aspects.
Right. And
cause that's just a check.
Yeah, before I end, I'll be honest with you, man. I'm not downplaying 9-to-5 now. I think everybody should experience it.
Everybody should have a 9-to-5 anyway.
Yeah, you got to.
You got to
survive. But if you don't like it or something going on, man, see what you can do to make it better.
You gotta grind,
or grind it out. It ain't for long. Like, that's how people have to look at it in life. Like, it's not for long. Something better gonna come for you.
Yeah.
Or you gonna create something better for you. So that's how I look at it.
It's always perfect timing. Everything don't happen overnight. So.
Right. Yeah. So, like, man, do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, man. Besides the corporate world, man, like there's setbacks in school too. Like, what set you? You had some setbacks. Like, I want to know more about your setbacks. I'm talking about some of mine. Like taking the SAT 5 times. Your pal. Failing. I done failed and lost my scholarship, and because you gotta take some path to even get to that corporate level to even experience that. So
So for me, man, to be very honest, it all started with high school, bro. A lot of people don't know this. I had a 3.75. I never forget. Passed the ACT, got to Clark, got a scholarship.
Yeah.
And I wasn't able to walk with my high school class because I didn't pass the graduation test by 1 point. I had to go appeal it. Things happened. Got blessed. Be honest with you, man. A couple days into September of me going to college, I ended up getting my diploma from college. My mama didn't went and got it while I was up here at Clark. I never had that diploma,
right?
And I thought that defined me. Like, I ain't walk with my friends, And to be very honest, bro, that got me more grounded in my spiritual and to God, bro, to know that God has more for you.
Right.
So then on I advanced, came to Clark, did alright, bro. Like I told you, like I started when I was a developer. It was hard in the class. I had friends in mass media and different majors, not knocking them, but a lot of the work I had, they didn't have. Like I had to be in the library, the parties I went, but I had to kind of stay grounded in my work. Because my curriculum, bro, it was like I was taking 18 credits of math, science, bro. Like no fun classes. And a couple writing classes. I was an author, so that was easy. Writing always came easy to me. But I had
you know what? That's backwards for me, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I was do bad in the writing because I was so focused on the technical part.
Yeah.
And so I pushed back, like, I ain't finna write this long paper or something like that. Mm-hmm. So,
dang, that's crazy. But yeah, so as time went, man, I ended up getting I think I got a C or something in one of my program classes. And I told myself, like, how I'm gonna major in something. And in the major classes, I'm getting C's. Mm-hmm. And I need to really know this because this is what I'm trying to get a job in. So as time went, I ended up going to work for NASA and got some cool people. And I worked at NASA as a freshman. Yeah. Like, and a lot of people can't say they did it, but I did it, bro. And it kind of changed my perspective.
That's dope.
It changed my perspective. And I worked with a black team, like black people, and they were saying, like, these are the things you need to do, you know, to get ahead. Like, when you go back to school, bro, A's and B's in your class, in your D's major classes, like, try to do it. And I tried my hardest, bro, to the where I worked to, you know, get, like, scholarships. I mean, not scholarships, but get offers to where I could have went to the Techs, the Auburns, but I ended up going to Northeastern. And then again, I was faced with fault again. Into doing that semester, I did good the first semester. The second semester was a struggle. I was taking some of the classes I didn't have, and I didn't have that strong, like, network I had at Clark. Yeah. So I kind of got down and kind of was like, let's say depressed, bro, because I can admit it. And I was able to reach back out to my mom, like, hey, mom, what I need to do, my girl, my friends, like, hey, I need to figure this out, bro. Like, what do I need to do? And come to find out, man, I was able to get back in touch with my people at Clark, and they were so helpful. Like, you need to apply back. We're going to do this. You still got your scholarship. You're going to be fine. Yeah. And I was able to come back and graduate, bro. And that was, to be honest, man, I thought it was a low point of, like, life, but to be very honest, it prepared me for now. Yeah. Like, whenever I'm facing university.
It is a low point in your life. And see, a lot of people would be like, congratulations, you in college or doing this and that, but they don't realize that struggles. That don't take a toll on you mentally. Like, it's a 9 to 5 itself, man. Like, you go to class, and then I know my story with tech, bro. I literally had to catch the bus at 5 or 6 to go on campus. You know what I'm saying? To meet up with people there for tutoring and walking across campus. It's a struggle. It's a struggle, bro.
And I think in Boston, bro, like, to be very honest with you, man, it snowed. That was new. And I wouldn't say it was scary, but to be very honest, man, I use another word. I was frightened at, like, damn, I gotta go take the test, bro. I'm gonna make a D. This is gonna happen. And I thought about it. I was like, these grades matter here. Like, what's gonna happen to me? Yeah. And then I got, bro, I say for the viewers, bro, I got on my knees, bro, prayed, bro, and got more grounded and saying, and even thinking about, this is the same kid that ain't, you know, walked with his high school class and thought that meant a lot. You know, this same kid got a scholarship at Clark in the midst of all that. So if I know this can happen, I came back and was able to graduate. Yeah. So that's what I can say, bro. Like, when you say you got a testimony or anything like that, everybody do. A lot of them. And everything happens and nobody never can be vulnerable to tell you about the bad things. So thank you for that question, bro, because
it's a lot of more setbacks and burdens I had to endure just to even get the job, and there's a lot of setbacks with the job that I had to endure that I don't even have time to explain to the audience right now on camera, bro.
But I know.
But just know it's gonna be, you know, tough time, you know.
But you just gotta persevere, and as blacks, we gonna adapt, bro. Yeah. We gonna adapt as people, man. Like, no matter what you go through, like, that's what I always tell people. They like, I wanna be like you, be better than me.
When you was in school, did they ask you play football or you play football? That's another thing black people
You can ask him out here, bro.
That's what black people get. You can ask all
him,
the time.
Even at CAU. Yeah. Hey, bro, come try out for the team. Yeah. We know you. And then I end up telling them, my cousin, and I then telling them, like, my family talked to a coach one day, and he was like, oh, yeah, you football talent. You need to start here, done. And I mean, even at the HBCU level. Yeah. Then even further, when I went to Northeastern, they didn't have football, but they thought I went to BC. They was like, you go to Boston College, you play football, right? I'm like, no. Yeah. I'm an engineer.
And see, you got to tell them, I'm an engineer. Like, scholarship. What? And then see, that's no lesson for the audience. Like, if you black and you take up this field, or even like one of them higher fields, man, that people don't expect you to be witty in, man. Like, no one's gonna believe in you till you show them. So
every chance you get, let them know you're an engineer.
Let them know.
Like, cause I dang sure do it. Like, I'm an engineer. I don't care what you say.
Yeah. Like, be proud.
But yeah, man. With that, bro, that's pretty much the episode, man. Yeah. Thank you, bro.
And I just got one more thing.
Oh,
And see, I tell the audience a lot, bro.
Yeah, man.
Always be ready to switch it up, be versatile, because when I was taking courses, I'm doing more coding now and more software engineer. I was more hardware, like electrical engineer. I interned with Georgia Power.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it was hard getting a job. I didn't go back with Georgia Power. I was doing more like electrical, you know.
Now, would you say that you did that because you was more like, this is what I want to do? Or
No.
you was kind of like, I don't need to do that?
Honestly, it wasn't a lot of mentoring. I had mentoring, like little seminars and stuff like that they make you go to like during school. But as far as like mentoring, when I got to tech, there are certain classes you should take for your future.
Yeah.
Like if you want to do coding, you take a whole bunch of coding courses. You want to do alternative energy, you take a whole bunch of alternative energy. Me, I was trying to get out. So I was like, whatever course
That's how we all
kind
are.
of easy, or I just need to get out and have a good GPA.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I get out,
And there ain't no advisor telling you, you know,
Nah.
you shouldn't take this road. You should.
yeah, they just tell you the credits you need. They not telling you, okay, if you want to do this in life, you need to learn all these courses for real in detail. And see, I never did that. I was trying to get out. And when it came to bite me, that I'm thinking I'm going to be more in like power as far as electrical engineering, but I came to more coding. And now I'm relearning everything on my own. Like I said, I'm taking Udemy classes and self-learning. So
Self-learning, the best learning.
you'll never stop learning.
But you gonna learn every day.
That's it.
Man.
That's
The
it.
last thing I'll say, to be very honest with you, man, is that me now, I'm seeing that, like, the fruits of my labor, like, dang, you put in the work to learn this code and da-da-da. It's kind of one of them where I take a back seat at work and say, hey, y'all got it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you gonna figure it out? All right, bro, bet. But I still do my work to a point, like you said, to where I can go ahead, get off, close my computer at 3, 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And just say, hey, they got it, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
they got it.
I can't stress about it.
Yeah, you can't stress about
Can't
the work, because at the end of the day, like you said, they'll let you go. So you can't involve your whole passion to it and just get your work done. You know?
You're right, bro. But thank you, bro.
Oh, no problem, bro. Man, I still want to talk some more, bro.
We still can.
I still want to chop it up, man. Episode round 2 coming soon. You know what I mean?
Right. Anybody you want to shout out?
Oh man, I just want to shout out. Thank you. I want to shout out you, man, for giving me you know, some cool gear. And I got the new book out there. Go check out my boy Jeremy. You know,
Yes, sir.
go check him out. I got the new book out here. I'm finna read it today. Man, I just want to shout out, man, everybody who helped me on this journey. You know who you are. And big shout out to God, man. He helped me get to this position, and I'm still grinding, and he still got my back. So, you know, shout out to everybody trying to grind and get in this field, and or if you are in this field, keep your head up. If you ain't feel like you ain't got nowhere with it, and you put out the grind in school, and you still feel like it's not paying off, it will. Just keep grinding, keep learning, self-learning, and peace and love, man.